Alrighty guys, it is Qaaman here today, and I'm bringing you another Q&A segment for this Halloween themed month of October. So without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. The first question comes in from Pumpkin Frieza, who wants to know, why do you like green men so much? My race is so much more ice cold at being awesome, Qaaman. I have no connection to liking green men. Piccolo just happens to be my favorite character, and I'm not sure Piccolo's a male. He's a thing. Okay, Duct Tape, I'm not going to respond to him because he's putting a troll response there. Matt Gaming wants to know, what would happen if Ginyu switched bodies with Gotenks and the timer ran out? That's actually a very interesting question. So here's, I guess you could say, my Qaaman hypothesis off the top of my head. So you got to think, if he switched bodies with Goten and Trunks and Gotenks, he would obviously take over their body as Gotenks. And once the timer ran out, I'm pretty confident that Ginyu would probably exist in both boys, because you gotta remember something, guys. Gotenks is the fusion of two people, so once the fusion actually expires, Ginyu would still exist in Goten and Trunks because he took over Goten and Trunks' mind. So I know this sounds weird, but in my opinion and thoughts, I would think Ginyu would pretty much be a duplicate in two bodies because he has to exist theoretically, because theoretically Goten and Trunks are in Gotenks. I know it sounds weird, guys, but that's what I think. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Okay, David wants to know, hey, I love your videos, and do you think that the new form of Trunks is Mastered Ultra Super Saiyan because of the God Key? Yes, I was talking to Geekdom about this a little bit. I think that when Vegeta was training with Trunks a few episodes ago, and when Trunks saw Goku use Super Saiyan Blue to fight Black and Zamasu, I think Trunks got an idea of what they were doing with their ki, but he didn't obviously know how to use it, but he obviously observed them doing it. It kind of reminds me of how you look at Dragon Ball, and like how Goku just saw Master Roshi using a Kamehameha and then kind of figured out how to use it. Just like how Majin Buu learned how to do Kamehameha or Vegeta's Energy Blast attack by just watching Goku and Vegeta use their attacks. So I think that by just observing them doing it, he got an idea of what the energy probably felt like and then probably just mixed it with his Ultra Rage and Super Saiyan powers. That's my theory, but I don't necessarily think it's mastered because it doesn't seem like Trunks has control over it. Dr. Wolfman wants to know, keep up the awesome work, thank you. Byron the Dragon King wants to know, how much more fanfiction do you think Dragon Ball Super is gonna get? Well, I don't know what other arcs they're gonna put after this. I mean, if they have the Omniversal Tournament, that'll be interesting, but in terms of pure fanfiction, I don't know. Like, besides the whole, like, maybe fusion of Zamasu and Goku Black, or I'm hearing some rumors of possibly a triple fusion between Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks. Other than that, I don't really see anything else happening, because in Dragon Ball Super, there really aren't any more, I guess you can say, characters that are really relevant to the story. Alright, Red wants to know, what makes Piccolo your favorite character? I've explained this before, but I'll say it again briefly. I was originally a fan of Gohan and future Trunks when I was a kid. As I got older, I kind of just looked at Piccolo and I'm like, you know, at least as of the Cell Saga or the Android arc, you know, this guy always kind of kept up with these Saiyans who had, you know, transformations. He was always a smart fighter, and I always kind of felt that he was just underrated as being, you know, this Namek when in fact he's competing with Saiyans. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I make Piccolo my favorite character? Alright, so Sabo wants to know, how tall is the Ox King? Sometimes he's taller than buildings, other times he's only barely stronger than Piccolo. That's a very good point, Sabo. The Dragon Ball kind of has this recurring in the series where there are certain characters that sometimes they look a lot taller in certain scenes, but then in other scenes they don't look that tall at all. And Ox King is definitely one of those characters too. And even Teen Gohan to some degree. Yeah, Teen Gohan is short, but if you look at the way Teen Gohan was after he defeated Cell, like how Yamcha just picked him up in his arms, like Teen Gohan looked like a toddler for like a split second. So yeah, I just think it's inconsistency with Dragon Ball scaling at times. Johnny13x2 wants to know, do you think Majin Buu would be a better character if he was used more often in Super? It's a very good question, Johnny. I think if you're thinking about Majin Buu, like, Better in what sense? Because the thing is that when you look at Majin Buu is the type of character that he's not really a really relevant character at this point of the Dragon Ball series. So when you're talking about being better, what can he really do that's better? I mean, he's pretty much a childish deity type creature that likes candy and a lot of food. So what can Majin Buu really add towards Dragon Ball Super? Like, that's what I was talking about with Black and Fist a while back. What can Majin Buu add to the series that we don't already know? We already know his personality. We already know that in terms of power scaling, he's nowhere near Goku, Vegeta, and obviously now Trunks. So what impact can Majin Buu really have on the plot except for to maybe turn a really powerful enemy into chocolate? That's really the only thing. So in terms of being a better character, I can't really see him improving Dragon Ball Super if he was used more. Alright, let me see. Let me take a few more here. What if Zamasu wished to switch bodies with the Omni King? That'd be very interesting. I mean, you gotta think, if he did that, I mean, the universe would be completely screwed. Aaron wants to know, I don't know how he did this here with his symbol going up so far into the other question. How many bitches do you think Roshi banged? I think Roshi's definitely had his pick of the litter, even though he's an old man now, because of the fact that if you look at his age, it's kind of hard to believe that after hundreds and hundreds of years, Roshi doesn't have his pick of the litter with women. And I'll take 3 more here. If there was no Goku and Dr. Jerome made the androids, do you think that Frieza and the Vegeta Saiyans would have had a problem? If there was no Goku, I do think that if Dr. Jerome made the androids, they wouldn't have been as strong, because Dr. Jerome made the androids based off of what he observed Goku and the rest of them being. So he pretty much looked at Goku's power, and he's like, I'm gonna make these androids way stronger than what I saw Goku as, which is why 17 and 18 were so much stronger. So I do think that would have been a problem for Vegeta and the Saiyans, just based off of the fact that if he overpowered them that much, I mean, you gotta think, you know, he could have stopped the Saiyans and Vegeta. Do you think Trunks' new form is a new Super Saiyan form, or just a kind of Super Saiyan 2? I think the form is called Gilded Super Saiyan. I don't know what the hell a Gilded Super Saiyan is. I think it's a new form because of the way that people were reacting, especially with his eyes and his pupils. But I definitely think we gotta find out more. JRO wants to know, if Goku met Raditz in the afterlife, would he try to get to know him? Most of his friends try to kill him at first, so not. I don't think he would have tried to get to know Raditz. I mean, the guy tried to kill him and his son and his rival Piccolo at the time. I don't know why you would want to make friends with him. Even though it's his brother, it's still a villain. So I'm going to go over to Ask FM right now. Alrighty guys, we are back to Ask FM right now, so let's answer some of these here. So what is the best place to hide things from others? I would probably say put it in somewhere where they won't expect. If I were to hide something, I would probably put it in my clothes, because people probably most likely wouldn't look for something in my clothes. Hey Qaaman, big fan. Do you think after Funimation dub and it's distributed stateside that Dragon Ball Super could succeed on a streaming service like Netflix? I know I'd enjoy it because of the binge factor, and I've already watched the original Japanese format. Yeah, I think it would definitely be successful on Netflix. I mean, Netflix probably wouldn't be known to be giving a show like that, but it would be good. Okay, have you seen the comments of this butthurt Goku fanboy in your debunk Goku video? I don't have time to check that out right now. Maybe Super Saiyan Blue can be achieved through rage without any training, referring to the last episode of Dragon Ball Z where Trunks got Blue Ki. Or maybe only fully Blood Saiyans can get complete God form. One thing I know is that if Goku or Vegeta, I would beg Whis to train me more and make me as strong as he made Beerus. I mean, no, that's not the way it works. Super Saiyan Blue is not achieved through rage. Trunks didn't achieve Super Saiyan Blue. He achieved like a completely different transformation based on the appearance. Super Saiyan Blue was pretty much achieved by like you trying to conceal the God Ki in you, and then once you master God Ki, you just go Super Saiyan on top of utilizing God Ki instead of your regular energy. That's pretty much what Super Saiyan Blue is. So with that said, what Trunks has is completely different. It's not on the same scale, so I don't think that would have applied. What would happen if before fighting Nappa, Goku kept the Senzu Bean for later instead of giving the 2 halves to Krillin and Gohan? I mean, you gotta think Krillin and Gohan were already pretty damaged from before and pretty much out of gas, so if he didn't give it to them, if the same events played out, Krillin and Gohan wouldn't have had any gas to really make an impact on fighting Vegeta together. Why is Trunks' aura yellow and blue and not red and yellow? Did Toriyama forgot that God Ki was red and Trunks was has now combined Super Saiyan with Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan God? It's just colors, guys. I mean, listen, you can't really look at this too hard, because I think you're gonna just burn your brain out. Because, like, really, it's just colors. Like, we don't know about the transformation yet. They haven't dubbed it. They haven't put it in video games yet. So I don't think we can make that claim, because this whole Trunks form is something we never saw before and we have no information on. So I don't think the colors are really relevant. All I know is that if it was supposed to be a Super Saiyan Blue, they would have made him look more like a Super Saiyan Blue. Can I do a video with you? I'm pretty great Dragon Ball Z and Superwise. I have a lot of ideas about current event and timelines. Listen, I am willing to do a video with people as long as they provide a good reason why they're doing their video, and if they have something that could actually be a good discussion for other people. What if Nail absorbed Piccolo and not the other way around? If he somehow made it back to Earth after the Frieza saga was over, how would things play out? Well, I mean, what are you talking about? The way it worked, I mean, yeah, if Nail absorbed Piccolo instead of the other way around, that's not how it works. You see, the way, from how I've observed in the Making Fusion, this isn't a set in stone rule, but it seems like the more dominant personality or the more dominant power is the one that, you know, does the powering. So Nail couldn't absorb Piccolo anyways because Nail was on the verge of dying. That's why Nail fused with Piccolo, because he wanted to give Piccolo a power boost before he died. That way he could live in Piccolo instead of losing his life. That's pretty much how it is. Alright. If you can make a villain have a bio clone counterpart like Bio Broly, who would it be? None. I think the whole bio clone counterparts are stupid. I've never been a big fan of those. I mean, the Metal Cooler, Meta Frieza thing is okay, but I've never been a fan of bio forms. And to just take these last two questions here, if you could write a future Trunks spinoff, what would the first season be about? I mean, what would you give him in the show's time, and what would you have him change? I mean, honestly, if I had a future Trunks spinoff, I would probably show him, you know, training by himself and kind of rebuilding the future and getting to know Mai. I think those are the things that would have probably made that a lot more interesting, kind of seeing how Trunks rebuilt his world and probably faced other minor threats that attacked them. Alright, hey, I don't know if you've done this yet, but can you do a video of what if Goku went Super Saiyan 3 against Majin Vegeta? Would that power enrage Vegeta because he's been training non-stop, so Vegeta goes Super Saiyan 3, or would he be stronger than Super Saiyan 3? No. Vegeta had no idea what Super Saiyan 3 was, or even had an idea how to achieve it, so if Goku went Super Saiyan 3, he'd probably knock out Vegeta and then go towards fighting and stopping Buu. That's honestly what should have happened. Alright, so I think this is pretty much a good amount of questions to stop for today. I appreciate all of you guys sending these in, and I will be back next week. So please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.